Hello and welcome to another video tutorial brought to you by RiseSite Studios. You can visit us on the web at risesite.com. That's RYSIGHT.com. There you'll learn more tutorials and different things like photography, graphic design, and even web design. But today we're going to do a graphic design tutorial. Now, I'm going to dive into several things on this particular one. It's going to be about logos. First of all, we're going to learn about vector versus bitmap. Then we're going to learn about fonts and using outlines. And then we're going to learn about masking a logo in the proper way. So, we're just going to go down in order. First of all, vector versus bitmap. What is a vector? What is a bitmap? Well, you've got two of them in front of you, one of each. This is a logo that was designed using this the program Adobe Illustrator. You can see it's got all these little lines and guides all over it. Now this one was converted from Illustrator into a bitmap, exporting it into the Save for Web feature. This may be kind of familiar because a lot of times you pull an image off of the web or like Google or something like that. This is what you're going to get. You take it off another website, it's what you get. Now right now they may not look terribly different, but you only notice when you start getting close to them. Now look at when I get close to the bitmap. This is the bitmap one. Look how terrible the text looks and everything. It just looks horrible. And then let's get close to the vector. You can see that. Look how sharp that is. Look how diamond-y that is. That's gorgeous. That's what we want. We want everything to be real nice and sharp. Look, I can get real close and it's still perfectly sharp. And that's what we want. And you can imagine if you were to give your graphic designer one of these, you're going to get these really crappy looking results. I mean, you can't even tell a period from a comma. It's not what you want. So that's the difference, really. Getting into a little more detail, you can see that in vector we can even change color a lot easier. Just change all these colors really fast and make that like some wild green or something. And then we can just select just that part. Just get you a real good understanding of the coolness that all this greatness gives us. You can even see that this has like an arch on it and everything, and you could see that you can move parts of it around if you needed to. I don't know why you would. Sometimes that comes up. But this I can't do anything with. So you can see again, it's a very flexible file as well. And that concludes vector versus bitmap. So I'm going to get rid of that. Now we're going to move down to, we're going to move down to a fonts versus outlines. Okay. You can see we both have, so as you notice, these look identical. Now if I was to zoom into them, let's just zoom into right there. Look at that. Okay. Let me go to the one on the left. They both look identical. Well, they are and they aren't. Like I said before, bitmap is going to show an obvious dramatic change. Now, this is a little more subtle. Now, the only way to find out if this is a font versus an outline is to really touch on the text. Now, if I double-click on the text, I can highlight it, and I could even change it by typing instead. And here, I can't do that. I click on it and get nothing. Now, the reason is because this has been converted into outlines. You can see I can only kind of grab the shapes. This is more flexible, but there's a bit of an issue with this, is that if I don't have this font, you can see this we use Rockwell. If I didn't have that font on this computer and someone gave me this file, this wouldn't be the right font. This would look wrong. So I wouldn't be able to edit the text. Now, if it's a logo, why would I anyway? So it comes down to it. This is your best bet, is the outlines. So how do you do that? How do you convert it? Let's say you make your logo and there's some text in there. First of all, we want to put that up there, and we want to create a copy of it. And next thing you want to do is you select the whole logo, and you're going to go to Type, Create Outlines, or Shift-Control-0, and then there it is, and that's done. See, now I can take this and take it anywhere, and it's always going to look fine in any kind of program, any type of illustration program. And that's that on fonts and outlines. Now you know the difference. Now we're going to move on to masking a logo. Let's go down here to our little setup. You know that if we take a bitmap and we put it on a dark background, you get white all the way around it, and that looks crummy. Again, we decided bitmap logos are just junk anyway, so we're just gonna get rid of him altogether. But we can see what happens. Now, what happens if we put a logo that was just built on that? Well, you see that big ring that we decided we like the swoop here, but we didn't want the white background. It kind of looks crummy. I mean, we could make that work and play with it, but it's not intended to be there. It's just to have that swoop, and that was the intention. So if we made some changes on that, got rid of the white, we got that. And it doesn't look as nice as we want it to, but you know, it's intentional, and some logos you can't really work with because you can't really do too much because it's a logo, and it's kind of like it's just what they give you, so you got to deal with it. So what happens if I put this back here, and I say I just wanted to delete the white, so I just select it and hit delete. Well, I can't use that. Look, everything's going away, but nothing we want to stay is there anymore. Everything's gone. That's because they're on top of each other. You see how these pieces sit on top of each other or below each other, and that creates a bit of a problem. So we're going to delete that, and we're going to get back our copy again, and we're going to put it over here so we can see what we do. How do we do that? We want to get everything on the same plane, we'll call it. Now, the best way to do that is to go up to your Pathfinder and go to Window, Pathfinder, right there. And we want to click on the divide. Now, what divide does is it takes every single line. Again, you need to have in outlines to do this. You can't do this with fonts. It won't work. What you want to do is you want to hit the Pathfinder button just once. And you may not have seen a change. You could sometimes tell little things like that. But now let's check this out. I take my white and pull it away. Look, it's all gone. Now, that's great and fine, but there's all these little white dots in there. Let me zoom in to kind of show you what I'm talking about. All these little white things inside the characters. Oh, that's no good. We need to get rid of that as well. So how do we do that? Well, I recommend using a method called Magic Wand Tool. If it's just white you're getting rid of, and it's just white you want to select. First of all, if I just take this and hit this right now, it's going to grab everything on my page as white, which are some things I may not want to screw with. So what we do is we're going to double click on our, if it's grouped, it has to be grouped, our grouped logo, and you see everything behind it goes kind of transparent. Now we're working with just this, and you can see I can even grab it and all sorts of things will move. So go back to our magic wand and click it, and then we're going to hit delete. Now look, it's all gone, but it didn't affect anything over here or anything up there. It's just that particular part right there. And that's it. Look at that beautiful logo there. We're going to make a couple other changes to it. First of all, you could see this part is separated from that part and that part. We're going to go to our group selection tool underneath the little white pointer arrow, group selection tool. I'm going to click that, that, and that. We're going to go back up to our Pathfinder. We're going to click on the add shape and going to hit expand. And look, that comes together. Okay? And it's the same with this. We want to do that and group it and get it together. Now this is how we create a clean logo. Not just a logo, but a clean logo. Now we want clean logos for one good reason. They're not going to be always handled by us. They'll be handled by all sorts of different people. Hopefully, if it's a successful logo, it will be handled by other people. With that in mind, you don't want to create a logo that's going to be, it won't be a pain in the butt. Frankly, it makes you look unprofessional, and it will create problems down the road for output. So we're going to just select this, and we're going to, what you want to do is you want to change the opacity. So we want to show through this thing. So we're going to make it 50%. Now this may not come out to desirable effects down the road, but for now, on here it looks good, and it's also very editable, so you can take this and do more with it. That's it for today. Thanks for visiting another video tutorial brought to you by RySiteStudios.com. We hope you visit us on the web at rysite.com. Thanks again for watching.